Hi, I'm Matt from Pure Pet Food. At Pure, we make a range of natural, air-dried and freeze-dried dog and cat foods, and we're passionate about all things pet health. We've decided to produce a series of videos to answer questions we get inundated with from owners around all things to do with ailments, allergies, intolerances, you name it. And today, we're going to be covering the broad topic of sensitive skin. We've got Andy the vet in, who's going to answer all questions around this for us. Andy, are you okay just to introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, sure, I'm Andy. I've been a vet for 10 years and I've worked across Yorkshire as a first opinion small animal vet and see mainly dogs and cats. And like you say, skin problems are the majority of my work really. I think the figure is 40% of our consultations are related to the skin.
Is it that high?
So, yeah.
So, when we talk about sensitive skin, how would you, I'd say, categorise it, and what should we be looking out for, and what some of the things that people come in and speak about when they speak about sensitive skin?
Sensitive skin is a term that can cover a wide variety of different problems and diseases, and so our job is to try and work out exactly what's happening. You can split it into sort of four key areas. So the most common area that a dog or a cat might have sensitive skin is the problem related to parasites. So your classic is fleas, but you can also get mites as well. Secondly, they can get skin infections, which often known as otitis. Thirdly, you get your allergies, so itchy skin related to an allergen of some form. And then slightly less commonly, you can get autoimmune diseases, but they're much less common.
And we actually, and I think it probably gets normalised by seeing this, but you actually do get some owners that will say that, my dog just generally itches, and that's just kind of a thing that they do. But when does that become a problem, would you say?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because there's no sort of immediate sort of realisation that your dog's itching more than any other dog really. So we all know that dogs will itch from time to time, and that can be fairly normal. It's what is that point where the itching becomes more excessive, and I think you've got to look at a few different things. So dogs traditionally are really sort of food orientated and attention and play orientated when they're chasing a ball or playing with other dogs, and I think that's a good indicator as to whether they stop when they're feeding to scratch, or whether they stop playing with their friends or with the ball to scratch. Then that means their drive to scratch is much more important to them at that moment than playing or eating. And often we see a lot of owners say that their dog's awake in the middle of the night licking and scratching, and that, again, that's a key indicator to say that something's wrong.
And what would you recommend at that stage? Is it something where you'd recommend probably coming in as a first call just to your local vet?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always a good idea to come in to see us. There are, in your mild cases, you can sort of at home you can make sure that they're up to date with their flea treatment. Again, it's one of the most common causes of sensitive or itchy skin, and that they're being fed a good diet as well. If you sort of struggling to see a reason as to why they're itching, then to definitely get them in to see us. Yeah.
And for kind of your more milder cases, is there any kind of general things that people can prescribe to maybe sort of, if there's any natural remedies out there, is there anything that they can try? Is there anything?
Yeah, I would say so. One thing, particularly in your longer head breeds, one thing is to make sure that your dogs are regularly groomed. Cats likewise, so long haired cats, sometimes the coat can get matted, and so by regular grooming you can prevent that and all the sort of issues related with matting of the coat. Regular grooming also makes sure that you're checking the coat and the skin on a regular basis, so that you notice and pick up any signs of abnormal skin. You can wash your dogs, so shampooing them with a suitable shampoo. Again, that will clean the skin. It will remove any possible allergens or dead cells of the skin, which will often relieve the skin and allow it to become healthy. And then you can add, there's plenty of supplements out there that can help as well. So your classic vitamin E is very good for the skin health. And your omega fatty acids are very good as well, so sort of fish oils and things like that can help the skin barrier and create a good skin health as well.
And one of the things that we often get asked, and it's interesting to know if you feel this is related to skin issues, is we actually get owners getting in touch with dogs who've got tear stain issues.
Yeah.
Would you be able to give us a bit more info about how kind of that relates to sensitive skin, or if at all, or if it's something that's slightly separate?
Yeah, tear staining is something that we see quite a lot, and again, it's sometimes difficult to do much about. It's a physical problem at times. So the what we call the brachycephalic breeds, so the short-nosed dogs, because they've got a short nose, they're tear ducts. So the tear ducts run from the corner of the eye down into the nose, and the tears should run through those ducts. Sometimes when they've got a short nose, those tear ducts are often blocked or narrow, and rather than the tears draining down there, they're overflowing the bottom lid and creating those tear stains. So sometimes with this physical problem, you can't do much about that other than wiping the eyes and making sure that they're nice and clean. But sometimes if the skin is inflamed and there's skin problems generally, then those ducts can become swollen and narrowed, and that can create tear staining problems. So by treating the skin as a whole and improving any issues there, then hopefully you can open up those tear ducts and see some improvement.
And kind of finally, if someone came in and they were prescribed a certain degree of sensitive skin issues, so it was quite severe, what would be some of the key things that you'd be telling them to go away and do, as well as following the any sort of prescriptions that you put them on?
Yeah, so I think it's trying to get to the bottom of of why the skin is reacting as it is. So obviously, if there's a parasite issue, then we'll be treating with a parasite medication. If there's an infection, we'll be treating with antibiotics. Sometimes we'll be treating with anti-itch medications as well. But as part of the investigations, we will be looking at trying to work out if there's no parasites and no infections, we'll be trying to work out if the dog's allergic to something. You can get some environmental allergens, which there's things like your grasses, pollens, moulds and things like that, but you can also get food-related allergens as well. So it might be that we say to change to a different diet, a novel diet that the dog hasn't eaten before. So we look at a novel protein source, a novel carbohydrate source, and then hopefully we can work out whether or not there's a food element in causing the skin issue.
And is there usually a good chance that people will see some good improvement over time if they keep trying?
Yeah, definitely.
The answer.
Skin problems are quite frustrating at times because they can be tricky to sort of get to the bottom of, and also there's no wonder cure. It's usually a combination of a few different management strategies as well. So if you had a simple food allergy and you change to a diet where they're not allergic to the protein or carbohydrate within that diet, then theoretically you get a good cure. But quite often that doesn't happen as we would like, and so it's a case of regular grooming, managing with any supplements, regular shampooing, and a good diet as well.
Perfect. And before we wrap this up, is there anything else you feel that we should be knowing about sensitive skin issues?
Yeah, I think you've got to remember that the skin is one whole organ. It can only show sort of that it's inflamed or unhealthy in a certain number of ways. So your classics are that the skin will become red and itchy, you might get some hair loss, you might get some scabs. That can occur in a wide range of causes and diseases. So whilst sometimes you have an inkling as to why the skin is unhealthy, sometimes you've got to do some investigations to get to the bottom of it, and if you're struggling, it is worth taking your dog to the vet for that.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time, Andy.
Thank you.
And if anyone has any further questions, they can either comment in the comment section below or get in touch with us, and one of the team will be happy to help. And we can also liaise with Andy and get in touch and get back in touch with any answers for the questions that you have. Thank you.